did you guys do so well to limit Lamar Jackson in that running game? It seemed like the defense was all over him out there.
Yeah, they played. Our defense played hard. Good plan overall by Leslie and the staff. Players executed extremely well and followed that execution up with physical and urgent football, which is good to see.
In that sense, how much of a jump have you seen them make since, what happened against Philadelphia, and how have you seen, as your offense has developed, how have you seen this defense gain an identity, and how important was that performance yesterday?
Yeah, I mean, it's a week-to-week league. You guys have heard me talk about that quite a bit, and they just got to continue with it, right? Continue to grow, continue to get stronger. Same with our overall team, offensively, special teams as well as our defense in this case, and every week presents a new challenge. And I thought the guys, albeit we had that one mistake shortly after half there, I thought they rose to the occasion.
Sean, I know you talk about moral victories, but you also are a guy that likes to take the positive out for your teams. How do you balance, hey, there are a lot of positives, but we're not trying to say that we take a moral victory away?
Yeah, there's a fine line, Sal. It's making sure we get corrected what we need to get corrected, understanding why we got the results we got, positive or negative, and then we move on and move forward and looking at a good football team in the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Sean, you've been able to bounce back from each of your previous losses this season, even two-game losing streaks. What has been the key to make sure that one loss doesn't turn into two or even three?
Yeah, I think it's leadership, player-driven leadership in particular, Jay, and also the resiliency of our football team. I thought that was on display yesterday as well, as it's been most of the season, to be honest with you. And these guys, they play hard. They play 4 quarters. Every week, they give you their best effort, and so I'm extremely proud of them for that. But I just go back to the leadership, player-driven wise, and the resiliency of our group.
What do you think Josh got out of that experience? A real intense game, a playoff-type caliber game, and what he might have gotten out of that with all that blitzing?
Yeah, it was a good environment. Those are the games we want to play, those style games in December in Buffalo, and great fan support yesterday was outstanding, which it always is, and just a great environment to be a part of. We wanted to win the game, obviously. That's the regret at this point. But we've got to learn from it, and I think Josh has some plays that he certainly wants back, and we have to continue to grow and evolve. Again, as a football team, big picture, and then overall as an offense in this case.
Sean, how close did you come to challenging the possible pass interference? It would have been the third quarter, I think, down to the left side there.
The one on Robert, on Foster. Yeah. We were talking. I was talking to the booth on that. It could have gone either way, and we just felt like it wasn't enough. So we decided not to challenge at that point.
Sean, what's the message to your team now that there is kind of a clear laid out path into the playoffs?
1 week at a time. Respect the opponent, respect our preparation, respect the process as we prepare, and get some rest today for them after they left this afternoon, and get themselves ready to go. This is a good football team we're going to face, a team that's had a lot of success if you study the tradition of the NFL and the Pittsburgh Steelers. So it's going to be a good week of preparation for us, and we're looking forward to it.
Sean, do you feel the defensive approach by the Ravens, particularly bringing as much pressure as they did, maybe will turn into some sort of a blueprint for maybe how other opponents down the line will attack you guys and your offense?
Yeah, that's a great question. You never know. It is a copycat league, and so we try and respect that as well, and make sure that we are dotting our I's and crossing our T's as it relates to some of the challenges that we faced yesterday, not just offensively but defensively and special teams as well. So we've got to make sure that we continue to grow specific to what happened yesterday.
Having nurtured the growth of this team over the 3 years, two plus years you've been there, how eager are you to find out how this group responds to this stretch? In this group's first playoff type, push for this group.
Yeah, I mean, again, I go back to the process, John, as it relates to this week and the challenge that's in front of our football team this week. A well-coached team with veteran players that have been together a long time, in particular the offensive line, one of the best offensive lines in football. tough football team. That's really where our focus is, and I know our players will get themselves ready to go, but it really starts with our preparation and how we go about our week together.
Sean, we're in week 15 now, and your injury update was awfully brief there. What do you attribute that to? I know part of it is maybe good luck or good fortune, but how is it that way this deep into the season?
You know, I've thought about this before, Jay. You know, sometimes it's lengthy, and in this case, it's shorter, and I think God's will is a part of that, and then there's also a piece of there's a lot of factors that go into it, from the players doing their part in terms of maintenance and being proactive, to our training staff, our strength and conditioning staff, the facility that the Pegula's invested in this offseason. All of that factors in the schedule. We try and have a good pulse for where we are as a team week to week on the vibe, and so I think all of that factors into what you get, and sometimes it works in your favor and sometimes it doesn't. It's week to week. You know, sometimes the list can grow rather quickly.
Josh said yesterday that the pressure that they were bringing, something that he hadn't seen before. It was 43% completion percentage, I believe. Is a game like that something where he can kind of go back to in the future, dealing with a situation to kind of take from and have it impact him?
Well, I think our entire offense can, really, and that starts with me. Making sure, going back to the question that was asked earlier, going back and saying, hey, how are we going to improve if faced with similar situations, if faced with similar challenges? And that's really what we're all about. That's the growth mindset. How do you make the adjustments from one week to the next as you continue to grow and the goal of becoming a stronger football team?
Coach, you got a lot of players playing well on the defensive side of the ball, but Shaq specifically, has his game taken a step here in this latest stretch? He just seems to be flashing more.
Yeah, the energy. As I said before, he's a catalyst for us in terms of the energy, the juice. He's one of the dogs, for us that goes out and hunts, and he's playing at a high level. I thought one of his greatest plays yesterday was the contain on the quarterback. To see Shaq play with square pads and at the line of scrimmage move his feet and contain an athlete like that was very impressive, and it just speaks to his discipline too of being 111th and doing his part.
Sean, when the general fan looks at protection issue or sees the quarterback under a lot of pressure, the blame naturally falls on the offensive line. In their eyes, can you help explain how maybe faults or how it's more of an even responsibility when a defense is bringing that sort of pressure?
Yeah, things work together. It only takes one guy to not do his job for a play on offense to break down. It's 11 guys committed to one play and executing one play at a high level, and whether it's the offensive line or other positions, they all work together, and it's usually never just one person. All that starts with me, and then we go from there and continue to grow as a football team and make the adjustments that we need to make.
What's it mean to you when you hear like a player like Lorenzo Alexander saying, we're going to meet these Ravens again, not next year, but next month, or we're looking forward to a rematch? And when you hear John Harbaugh said, this is a team that's a very good football team, and we expect this, they're going to be in the playoffs. I mean, there's a belief that this team is emerging as a playoff contender, and it's belief inside your locker room and with you're getting respect among your opponents. What's that mean to you?
Yeah, well, we're not in the playoffs until we get in the playoffs, It's minute to minute, week to week. I mean, you go around the league, you watch the results. You guys see it like I do. You've been around it. You've got to bring your game every week, and you've got to continue to grow as a football team every week, and you earn it. Nothing's handed out in this league.
Coach, how would a small school like William & Mary can produce 2 head coaches, there's 3 other assistants in the league? I mean, is Coach Laycock, is that what he kind of instilled in you guys to, your football acumen, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. He ran a pro-style program, and I remember getting a handbook the very first summer camp, and it was all rules and regulations, policies and procedures, and it's probably somewhere in my basement somewhere now. He just did things the right way, and for me going on campus, Mike was there when I was a freshman. And what a great example of what it means to do things the right way, both on the field as a captain, the way he led the football team, but off the field as well. He was involved in the FCA program there on campus, and so he's been a mentor of mine, and I've learned from him and watched him as well from afar, as well as what he's done on the field with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Sean, what are the challenges of helping Josh prepare to go up against another defense like that blitzes a ton of guys and doesn't really have anybody to back end when there isn't really the threat of being brought down in practice setting?
Yeah.
What are the challenges there?
Well, I think just the unknown. Overall, you're never quite sure what you're going to get, right? And so it's such a delicate balance. It's like preparing for a test, really. If you go back to your days when you studied, sometimes you prepare, sometimes you kind of over-prepare, and then you kind of you don't play or think as fast, right? So there's a delicate balance to your preparation. And making sure we understand with great clarity what's expected on each and every play.
Sean, usage of timeouts yesterday in the second half. One came with about 7 minutes left, kind of close to the goal line after a frank run, and then another one came after an incomplete pass. Maybe if you still have those, you might be able to squeeze one more possession out. What went wrong in those instances, or maybe nothing went wrong, but what went wrong if it did in having to use those timeouts?
Yeah, we got to do a better job operationally right there. Just didn't want to burn those, but we had to.
You guys made the decision to go for 2 early, which the analytics backed up. How has your kind of decision making on things like that evolved since the first beginning?
Yeah, well, as you guys know, and I've talked about it before, every situation, there's no 2 that are exactly alike, and we spent a lot of time in the off season and then each week preparing for that going into the game, and then it's also the style of game, how we want to play it, right? In that situation, we felt like, to your point, the analytics supported that. We wanted to be aggressive. We felt like going for 2 at that point versus maybe the last play of the game to tie it up. Just a different. We felt like we knew the look we were going to get on defense, and obviously we got the look and we converted, so it was good for us. Guys, good? All right, thanks.